Hello again. What I thought I might do now is just step you through using a scenario but interacting with the participant tablet. So you can see from a participant's point of view, how can they maximize use of this device? Because typically most systems you may be aware of have the main device and they have a instructor educator tablet. But obviously with SkillCube Cube series, we give you a participant device and hopefully we can bring that to life for you. So I'll just show you what I mean about picking a pre-built scenario rather than running on the fly. So I'm just going to tap on choose scenario, and then it's offering me the option to pick one. So I'm just going to pick any scenario, it doesn't matter which one for now for the purpose of this exercise. And now I have loaded that scenario, and what you'll notice on the graphic user interface is we have all of the individual patient trends, and I'll just step you through very quickly what benefit there is to having set up a scenario and then sent it to the devices, because as soon as people log on and have a connection to CubeCloud, any new scenarios built will get pushed automatically to the device, and you have the opportunity then, if you've not seen that scenario previously and you're preparing for delivering a simulation-based education session, you can actually look at the scenario and see the various different stages and phases of physiological change for the patient within the scenario. So what I'm going to do is just tap on this icon, which will really bring up a pre-brief of everything that's going to happen in that scenario. So it's a really good way for you as the educator to get quickly orientated to what's likely to happen. And even though this is an automated pre-built scenario, you can run it on the fly. You just need to start it, but then you can, jump between patient states and trends and alter those trends as and when you need to. But I think personally, from my own experience of using the system, the biggest advantage to building a scenario, even a simple one, is that you're able to add in all of the kind of cognitive aids that you would want your clinicians to have access to if you want them to experience really good immersive simulation. And what I mean by that are, it could be ALS, PALS, neuroresus algorithms, it could be, blood gas that you want to pre-build, x-rays, anything that will support their critical thinking. And all of that information can be made available to them on the participant tablet, but controlled by you as the educator or instructor when you're sending it to that device. So what I'll try and do is show you some examples of that. But before I do, I just want to show you what you'll get in the patient scenario. So here they've built some different mnemonics that are helpful for patient assessment and pain assessment, etc. And all your typical kind of OPQRST, BT, DCAP, BTLS for say trauma assessment, and also sampler, etc. So I'll just get rid of that. And then I'm going to show you how you now start interacting with the participant tablet. I'm just going to tap on this. This is a cognitive aid that had been added to this scenario. So I, as the educator instructor, can now send it to that device. I've opened it up and all I've got to do now is press send. And what will happen is in the media area, you'll see a little red dot, and on the device itself, it's actually opened up on the defibrillator monitor screen, but I'll go into it here to access it as if I'm the participant. So I'll go to PDF because I think that's where it is, tap on it. And so now I have the Advanced Life Support Algorithm, which is, I think, the American Heart Association one, in case you're wondering what's happening and why it looks a little bit different. So that's just a simple example of how you can use pre-built content to add to a scenario. And what I'll do now is just show you how we can actually interact with the participant tablet from the instructor tablet. So if, for example, I decide I'm going to change the temperature and I'm going to make this a cold sepsis, so I'm going to put it in at say 34.4. So now what will happen if I, as the clinician, decide I want to take the patient's temperature, I go here, I power on the thermometer, and then I press start. So the 34.4 should appear here. Would be a good idea actually if I started the scenario. I'm tripping myself up. So This is the great thing with the software. It won't allow you just create something without actually authenticating it in the instructor app to start with. So I'll press start now. And there we go. That says 37.1, but that's because it didn't pick up the previous one I changed. So that's a good opportunity to change that now. And then I'll do it again. So I'll get it to restart. And what you'll see now is whatever I just changed it to 34.4 should appear. Yep, 34.4 has just appeared. So that's good. So now let me show you how you get a BSL. So I'm going to change this. It's currently 10.3, whatever. So I'm going to change that down to 1.7. And I'm going to go in here, turn the glucometer on, power it up, and then I just need to touch the lancet, and now I get, or the strip, and now I get my BSL of 1.7. So that's just to give you a really simple example of how you can interact with it. If I wanted to send a page to the participants in the room, if I come over here to Pager, and if I have a pre-made page, which I don't, so what I'll do is I'll create one really quickly. I'm just going to press the plus sign and then define the page, and I'm going to put in sitrep and create that. So now all I have to do is come back and then press sitrep, and then it activates here. It's very high pitched. There's no doubt you're going to get people's attention with it, but I guess that's the intent and the purpose of using it. And then if I want to activate heart, lung, or bowel sounds, all I have to do is come over here, tap on the stethoscope, brings up heart, lung, bowels. I've just changed it to a wheeze for lungs. So now all I'm going to do is go in and tap on the lungs icon and then hold my finger. And you get a wheeze. And if you want to do this posteriorly, you just tap on the 180-degree button and then hold your finger against the button. And I'm sure people might think, well, it would be great to use a stethoscope, but in reality, it's not a skills trainer. It can be, but it's not really designed for that. This is truly for running in situ or simulation center based clinical sim, and this is about the whole team being able to hear the sounds of the lungs, heart, or the bowel, rather than just one individual. But that's currently how SkillCube have designed the system. I love it. I think it's really advantageous. So that's just one way to show you how participants can interact with content. And then probably the last thing I'll show you is something like a blood gas, just to make sense of how easy that is to actually address. So if on the tablet I go to menu and I tap on the menu icon, down here there's actually a pre-built generic lab report. So I'm going to tap on that. And what I can do is go into the library and pick that. Now I can either on the fly change some of these parameters if I want to, but I won't for the purpose of showing you how this works. And then I'm just going to press send. So what's happened is it should have come back up here in media, and well, it will when I press send. And what will happen is that will come up in media, and if I go back to the media center and I go into lab report, you get your blood gas. So I know it's here. It's also on the main device screen, and I know it's gone to the participant as well. So that's a simple video to show you how you as the educator instructor can send data either via a pre-built scenario, or in some cases, like say with the blood gas, we were able to do that on the fly, to the participant. And then how the participant interacts with heart, lung, bowel sounds is also from this device as well. So as long as they have received a thorough pre-brief and have had an opportunity to interact with the participant tablet, really there's no reason why this doesn't then become this massive help to to them, and it will keep people immersed and it will support their critical thinking. Thanks for your time.